Ramon! Ramon!
Well guys, as you all know, the EU's in a bit of a rag state when it comes to dealing with the nightmare that we call life at this point. They have gone from one disaster to the next pretty much ever since we left. Whether it be the budget arguments, rule of law clauses, or the absolute joke of a response to helping out member states when they need it. I'm sure us Brits voting to leave in 2016 brought about the same dreams of freedom for many in the European nations. And now the EU's Article threat and climb down is not only going to damage their reputation, it will also increase the will for people to leave it. Couple that with the fact that a free and independent Britain has now stepped in to rescue the EU from worldwide humiliation, must be increasing the EU citizens' wish to get the hell out of the corrupt and diseased bloc. It don't matter how you feel about any of this, vaccines, coronavirus responses, or anything like that. We should all bask in the magical moment that within a month of actually leaving, we are rescuing the EU for every Ramonian tosspot and EU-loving spunk trumpet out there to see and cry their salty tears over, or as Femi did the other day, backtrack like a pussy. So where the fuck are the Ramonas at? You all sat there for 4 years talking the utmost shit about Britain and how it would fail without the glorious European Union. Look how that one has turned out. In fact, I am thinking now Boris should just say, fuck it, we can see you're all even more incompetent than even he is, so the EU should now become the vassal state of Great Britain. We are a world-renowned country, even with an idiot like Boris running the show. The EU is a limp-dick dog, not worth a wet wank on a Sunday morning that will only ever need our help. Vassalage is literally all you deserve. Then, of course, once they are our vassal state, we disband the EU entirely and everyone goes back to being 28 nation states and the European Union is no more. Kill two birds with one stone there. Imagine how salty the Remainers would be if the EU became our vassal state and then we disbanded it. That shit there would make my day. Of course, it's not going to happen, but it would be pretty funny still. Now, as I said, the UK has actually decided to help the EU out despite its threats that were directed at us, which is not something I would have done if I was Boris Johnson. I would have just left them to it because my god did they get salty that the UK has been making them look like a right tit when it comes to almost everything. Which actually shows just how incompetent the EU and its leadership are when Boris Johnson is making them look like prize-winning prats. I expect that is why they rushed to get Article 16 going. Their threats and political posturing was no more than desperation because the individual EU nations have been trying to source their own shit due to EU incompetence. That obviously makes the EU look completely worthless, so they had to do something, and in their panic they likely went for the dumbest thing they could, or the best thing they could, depending on who you ask. To me, I think it's great because it vindicates the decision 17.4 million people made to leave it. Watching the EU crash and burn is like watching the sunrise to me. It's beautiful and will never get boring. I do think someone better send a bunch of flowers to AC Grayling and Emily Makepeace, though. I am sure they are devastated by the EU's fall from grace here.
There is a pattern consistent throughout history of oppressed people turning on the oppressors, slaves against their owners, the peasantry against the feudal barons, colonies, Mr. Verhofstadt, against their empires. And that is why Britain is leaving. And it doesn't matter which language you use, we are going and we are glad to be going. We're off.